Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. Today I wanted to talk about Star Citizen's flight model. Some pretty big changes are coming to that again. CIG talked about them in September and November of last year, but also I wanted to talk more about X4 Foundations, another space game working with John Pritchett. So John Pritchett is working with Egosoft on a big flight model update for X4 Foundations. In fact, it's currently available in their public beta, and that test is currently running of, I think it's version 7.5 of their game, and it is a big change to the flight model of X4 Foundations and is pretty awesome. John Pritchett was one of the primary contributors to the Star Citizen flight model and IFCS, the Intelligent Flight Computer Systems, from the early days of Star Citizen until he left CIG in mid-2018, I believe because he was unable to relocate. He'd been a contractor or working remotely, and CIG had brought the flight systems in-house. There was a whole hoo-ha at the time, as well as a couple of people pretending to be him had posted fake Glassdoor reviews, pretended that they had a terrible experience at CIG. This was in a bid to make CIG look awful for potentially getting rid of John or whatever for some reason. What I will say is a lot of people would say that John's flight model work was the best and that CIG should have continued down that route of more physically based, potentially more complicated flight. He was pretty interactive with the community and well liked, at least by me. Star Citizen's flight model and IFCS systems have had some interesting history and many iterations, as well as whole reworks. He took the not particularly stable model from 3.0, although it had a lot of cool stuff in it, and made it significantly better in 3.1, and then again going ESP in the right track for 3.2. However, CIG have since stripped that back, and we have even more changes coming to their current master modes system and flight model in the near future. CIG have chosen to go down a more simplified, gamified route compared to the previous iterations, from what I can tell, and it's something that they could do more easily at an MMO scale, while also having the feel of you being very powerful. It's not arcadey flight, but it's a bit more arcadey than they had originally had intended. Anyway, I do think that it's going to be great for X4, getting John on board for this. He's genuinely passionate and skilled. I just thought that was interesting, and people that have got X4, you can try that public beta now. More related to Star Citizen, though, we know that soon, probably between now and the next major patch, so 4 or by 4.1, CIG are going to roll master modes into operator modes. So we had some details on the flight model changes planned from Yogi Klatt back in September of 2024. He said the main goal around master modes was to reintroduce the relative slow flight gameplay for not just dogfighting, but for capital ship combat, large ship combat. There's actually quite an extensive list of things we want to do for the flight model, and it includes things like changing the travel dynamics, slow speed handling, trying out different acceleration models, enabling control surfaces, adding jerk, and a few other things. Most of this is going to be coming after 4.0, in fact I believe almost all of it. Yogi Klatt gave a rough list of some of those things that they're wanting to be focusing on in the earlier part of 2025. Tuning wise, there are several ships and weapons in the wrong place. The maneuvering options are often too limited. Nose-to-nose DPS racing and backstrafing are too dominant. The mining flow has suffered. Trapping mechanics are not as fun as they should be. Nav mode feels too vulnerable. Flight feels too slow at times, although we're buzzing around at Mach 1 at times. The transition between slow and high speed doesn't feel right, and the traversal flow in general needs improvement. He went on to say lots of other bits and bobs, but I think John Crew covered a lot of it better when he talked about it at the end of November with the IAE 3 show. So John Crew talked a bit about master modes and their plans moving forward with this. He said it's an evolving development, crafting and Quantum Booster can have a big effect on their plans too for the customization of ships and the way that they handle the possibilities that you can have with them with dogfighting, and how good can a good dogfighter be once you fully upgrade it, that sort of stuff. So SCM and nav modes are going to be part of operator modes in the future. So they're getting rid of the more binary choice of master modes. Either you're in SCM or you're in nav mode. No, they are now going to have a more cohesive, unified speed across the modes for less restriction in mode switching, close to what SCM is now. So as I understand it, you're just going to be able to turn on your quantum drive to allow you to move at cruise speeds, move faster than your normal SCM speed, and to be able to quantum boost, quantum travel. But instead of that turning off your weapons and shields, it will just be turning off your shields. So you either have your quantum drive on or your shields on. You're not losing any sort of speed potential over the current flight model. Also, they've got this sort of quantum boost, which is going to have you traveling your quite big distances, but not as much as you would with quantum travel. They don't want players traveling like 30 kilometers at SCM speeds. They want you to be able to just quantum boost to your waypoint. Boof. SCM speed should be relatively short range. They're sort of saying up to maybe 20 kilometers you might go SCM speed, but beyond that, yeah, you'll want to go quantum boosting, and which is up to 1/10 of your quantum travel speed. It's also allowing them to go, look, we've got a bit more magic behind quantum traveling, because you can stop without inertia, you don't have the sort of G-force restrictions. It enables you to jump between waypoints, missions, and get to areas and stations much more easily without as much faff. So just like with all the changes that have been coming to Star Citizen and the flight model, all that sort of stuff, this is going to be iterated on based on player feedback when they bring it into game. They are going to want to get players actively using precision targeting, subcomponent targeting, and actually engaging in close dogfighting. This is going to potentially really improve multi-crew and large ship gameplay as well, but they need engineering for that, which I would expect to come before any of these new updates are put in. If engineering isn't in before 4.1, I would expect it to be in 4.1. So yeah, when can you expect the changes to master modes and rolling into this new style of combat and flight? Well, don't expect them all at once. Some of them are likely to turn up for or by 4.1. Again, some of them almost certainly are dependent on engineering being in game, and because they're going to want to bounce around that as well. It's going to be a big focus for CIG to get this as nailed down as possible by the end of the year. And as part of their playability drive, they want Star Citizen to be as playable as possible, but also they want to get Squadron 42 out by 2026. They need all of this really nailed down and then refined. Boom! That's it for your Star Citizen updates and general ramble and chat about the flight model today. I'm interested to know what you think. Are you expecting this sort of stuff to all be in by the middle of the year, by sort of Q2 2025? And are there any expectations or things that CIG you think are going to get right or wrong with it? Are you just looking forward to it all being sort of finalized eventually and then ironed out and iterated on? What did you think of the flight model back in 3.0 or even earlier? I think I had a load of fun with the model in 2.6.3. I think that potentially was the golden age for Arena Commander combat, for me anyway. I am looking forward to all of this being refined, and from what they showed in Squadron 42, the gameplay of that and what they're trying to capture, amazing, but they didn't really show much in the way of player flight and actual player ship combat, right? It was just you shooting at ships and watching other NPCs fly around in cinematics. What do you think of what CIG have been talking about in regards to updating that flight model and the combat and all that sort of stuff? Are you really excited for that? Do you think it's the right direction or not? Whatever your thoughts or questions, chuck them in the comments below. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you have a great rest of your January. We haven't got an outro yet, Zin, for NordVPN for this month. Mm-hmm. So you should... Oh, what's that? It's 2025. I don't want someone stealing my keyboard, and neither do you. Also, you can click the links below to get NordVPN. Everyone can agree on that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have we decided on a ship giveaway?
Yes, we're giving away a Mirai Guardian.
Ooh.
Yes. Ooh, that's exciting. A single-seater, powerful, heavy fighter. I do think the QI variant's better, but maybe you can upgrade it.
We're not...
We're not giving away that one. Also, CIG have given this one. They've gone, you want a ship for a giveaway? You can give that one away. I've gone, cool. I'll have that. Well, I'll give it away. Also, click the join button under my videos to help support the channel further. Like, share, subscribe, do all that sort of jazz. Thanks for watching. Happy 2025. Happy New Year. Click the links, join the buttons, comment and subscribes, and all the other things.